Welcome to the Common Man's Compass.
I'm Justin.
I'm David.
And this is a podcast where we talk about life, faith, and everything in between.
A conversation where anything goes and you never know what we're going to talk about.
But no matter what, we always try to keep God involved.
So we hope you enjoy the podcast.
And we hope you enjoy going on this wonderful ride with us.
And we're glad you're here.
What's going on, everybody? We are back again.
Hello. Hey, you.
Hey, you guys.
Sorry, I saw the toothpick, and all I could think of was Razor Ramon. Hey, you.
Well,
I guess I'm the bad guy.
But we have so much to talk about today.
Yeah, we have a lot.
Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in. I don't think we're ever going to run out of news.
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe one day. You know, when Jesus takes us back, the news will be over.
We could do this in heaven. That would be cool.
That would be hilarious.
I don't know. Jesus might come in there and be like, all right, cut it with the dad jokes. Like, we're done.
He's like, no more.
I get no respect.
So, I don't know if you heard, bro, but some crazy things happened at the White House.
Oh, yeah. America. That's what happened. America showed up.
America.
I'm just like, I should have been there. Motorcycles, dirt,
Yeah.
trucks,
Just craziness.
men fighting.
Yeah.
Like,
I will say, before I get into the scarier part of it, and that'll make sense in a minute, I laughed so hard at what that guy said when he won the fight.
yes.
Because he said, I want to thank the only one greater than the Incredible Hulk, and it's Jesus Christ. And also, Michelle Obama is a man, and that was awesome.
Man.
What a weird testimony.
Right.
I'll say that, but
The sad thing is he was let go after that comment.
oh, that sucks.
And it was like, but you know what was really cool was every fighter came out there that won.
Yeah.
First, I want to thank God. I want to thank Trump. You know, I was like, man, that's super cool that every one of them were like, praise Jesus.
And then that guy's like, Michelle Obama's a man.
Yeah, I know. It's like, but you know, they didn't want it political. They wanted it to be United States of America, and that kind of put a wedge. As funny as it was, that put a wedge, and it's like, you have to go. But I think he had a lot of other issues going on. But you know, me being the devil's advocate, but it's like you knew he was a loose cannon.
Right, you knew what you were getting into.
You put him in the ring.
Yeah, that's my thought. I'm like, you knew what you were getting into. Yeah.
That's like if I give my kid a stick and I turn around. Do I know they're going to hit me? No, but I have a 98% chance I'm going to get hit.
Yeah.
It's not the kid's fault. I gave him the stick. Yeah.
Dude, it's
But
so funny.
did
though.
you see that they released like bald eagles out on the stage?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Sea of people and bald eagles flying over them. I'm like, America.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I don't drink beer, but I was like, I need a beer. Super cool.
Dude, well, on top of all the cool stuff that happened,
Yeah.
some stupid, it never fails. There's always idiots, okay?
Yes.
So I'm going to read this straight off the newscasting site I found,
Okay.
because, I don't know, it gives somewhat of a summarization of it. It says, group plan to attack White House UFC event using snipers and drones, says the FBI. The FBI thwarted a plot targeting Sunday's UFC event at the White House and has arrested 5 men, the U.S. Justice Department said on Tuesday. Part of the plan involves striking nearby buildings with explosive-laden drones. Sorry, it's a weird way they put that on there. With explosive-laden drones and firing on high-value targets, prosecutors alleged. One suspect was arrested in Ohio last week, where investigators reviewed encrypted messages involving other alleged conspirators. Prosecutors said in charging documents they had allegedly expressed ultra-religious and anti-government sentiments. When it says ultra-religious, it immediately makes me wonder, like, what religion?
Right.
You know?
Well, they can't say because they're part of that.
Right.
I'll say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's ironic, and I don't want to say the name because this guy will sue because that's his MO. But there's a certain guy on a certain group that was talking about it's just easier to use drones than suicide car bombs.
Which is so dumb.
But this is why we have everybody that's in the media or does a podcast or has an opinion and puts it out there for the world to hear. You got to be really careful because some people might be like, "Hey, that's a good idea," and then you get that, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, because that's what they did.
Not naming names. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Allegedly, planned attacks were stopped cold. FBI Director Kash Patel posted on social media on Tuesday about the multi-state operation. The suspects were identified as Tyson C. Proper, 19, the suspect arrested in Ohio, along with Brian Omar Roa, 24, and Michael Allen Thomas, 32, of California, Daniel K. Eskridge, 32, of Missouri, Abraham Hermosillo Alvarez, 31, of Nebraska. That'd come all over the U.S.
Right.
They were arrested across the 4 states, and each have been charged with conspiracy to commit murder. The Department of Justice, the DOJ, said in a statement, by using the drones, the plotters aimed to spark panic and draw the fleeing crowd toward a sniper, according to the court documents. A second wave of attackers was then allegedly supposed to storm the White House gate. An estimated 4,300 people were present for the invite-only event on the South Lawn, and another 85,000 were able to watch nearby during the back-to-back fights on Sunday. Court filings related to Alvarez said the group allegedly eyed potential targets that included U.S. President Donald Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and Elon Musk, as well as several elected officials. Though not all attended the UFC event, the plot was discovered through Proper. His mother called local authorities, thank God, called local authorities late on the 10th of June, just days before the high-profile event, because she was concerned about his large firearms purchases and what she had seen of his online communication with a group that claimed to be made up of former military members and Christian-based. I don't know if I can call them Christian-based if they're, plotting attacks. I got to call BS on that one.
The sad thing is they're all young.
Yeah, they are all young, and I have to call BS on that if they're trying to say Christian-based. I think that is just straight up propaganda on that one. Sorry. Sorry, I don't agree with that at all.
Because Christianity is love.
Yeah.
Not,
Christianity,
not violence.
Christianity doesn't teach to go kill the infidels.
No,
you know what I mean? I will tell you, just from this dude's picture, he doesn't look like one of those folk, and I don't care how that sounds. He doesn't look like a Muslim.
Right.
But I will tell you that their religion teaches that.
Yeah.
Our religion does not. So when they say Christian-based, BS. I don't believe that.
No.
The group allegedly wanted to jumpstart a revolution by shooting high-value targets identified as wealthy people and politicians attending the UFC fight. They had specifically discussed grievances about the government, corruption, and the handling of the Epstein Files data centers, taking up all the water in communities, and other government actions, prosecutors said. During an FBI interview on the 11th of June, Proper admitted to being part of planning the attack and said the group began communicating with one another around March through a TikTok group called Vanguard of the Old. That sounds like some Dungeons and Dragons stuff. Yeah. which is named in some court documents as Vanguard of the Old Republic.
Their punishment is you're banned from Fortnite.
It is unclear if the group is affiliated with any larger established organization. But Proper told law enforcement officials that members were primarily recruited through TikTok. The DOJ said Alvarez was responsible for planning, organizing, and directing the planned UFC attack, and that he worked on drones. The suspects also distributed maps of Washington highlighting planned sniper locations and drone launch points, and identifying power grids as potential targets, court documents said. Each suspect faces a maximum penalty of life in prison and a $250,000 fine if convicted of conspiracy to murder, said the DOJ. Proper faces 3 additional charges, according to court filings, including the charge of conspiracy to commit violence on White House grounds, which carries a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison. A preliminary hearing has been scheduled for the 29th of June. On Sunday, as part of the celebration of the nation's 250th anniversary, the White House hosted a series of Ultimate Fighting Championships matches in an outdoor arena. The event coincided, I don't know how to say that, coincided, I don't know, with Trump's...
One of them words.
Yeah, one of them big words. With Trump's 80th birthday. It's coincided with Trump's 80th birthday and came 2 months after a shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner that he attended, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah, no.
You started to sound like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. So, how stupid do you have to be?
Yeah.
That's just dumb.
We're going to mess up our whole life just to be famous.
Yeah, let me just ruin my life real quick. Watch this, guys.
But like you said, there was a couple of triggering things in there that these were Christian activists.
Yeah.
That they were influenced by one social media. They didn't go on Facebook. They didn't go on anything else but TikTok.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
I think
there's things like that drive me crazy.
Yeah.
Like back in the day when somebody robbed a bank. They robbed them and they had a gun.
Yeah.
And that was it. Now it's like, it was an AR,
Yeah.
And it's like...
They're always like, it was one of them AR assault rifles. And I'm like, that's not what AR stands for.
And he looked angry. I'm like, okay.
I'm gonna take a word from Fluffy here. Because it makes me think about it immediately.
Oh, yeah?
It's the most dangerous animal in the wild. I'm gonna poke him with a stick. He's angry. But no, I like... It's just the stupidity of some people. And, and it frustrates me that the news platform was like, "Oh, let's make sure we try to put on there that they were a Christian based." I don't know what their religious beliefs are, but I can tell you that they darn sure weren't following the Bible.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
the Bible doesn't teach to go shoot people.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you that you should, start a revolution by going up and killing a bunch of innocent people who probably have done nothing wrong.
Right. They're there to have a good time.
Yeah. Super stupid.
And it's like, what these kids need to learn is, if you don't like how the government is, you are in a country that you can go to school, learn how to be a congressman, and go be a congressman. Like,
yeah. You don't like it? Run for Congress.
Yeah.
Write a letter.
Run something locally. Build up from there. Like, you change your community.
Yeah.
That's the simplest way. I don't like how this is going. Instead of violence, how can I change the world that I'm around daily?
Maybe I should run for mayor.
Yeah.
Our mayor's been the same mayor for how many years now?
He's good.
I know.
I mean, he's good.
He is good. He does a good job.
I like the guy.
He does do a good job. He does a really good job. But maybe I should go run for mayor just because.
I should run for treasury.
Wouldn't that be funny if I got elected and then I was like, I was joking. I don't want to do it. He can have
it. I'll be your speaker. Just like, hey, man,
Just boomhauer it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna take all your. I'll take all your questions. Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know.
Dude, it would be so dumb.
I'd be great. I'd be great at it.
Yeah, I don't understand. And it's like, the whole thing frustrates me because it's like, hey, he was doing something really cool. He was celebrating his birthday. And it was cool. The UFC event got to be like you said, America. I mean, like all the things that are America happening right there. You know what America did? America turned around because they could. We have done things like put a 5,000 horsepower motor on a piece of metal with wheels just to make it go in a straight line really fast. Yeah. For what other reason other than we could? Yeah. You know what I mean? Make us mad. See what happens. I mean. Sorry, that's terrible. But it just frustrates me because I'm like, it was such a cool thing, and then you have idiots trying to ruin it. You can't just leave it alone. You can't just exist. You can't live in the country and be happy. Oh, those guns that you went and purchased, however you got them, to do what you were going to do. Yeah. Guess who helped make sure you get to keep your rights for doing that? The people you were trying to go kill. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Those drones that you're like, oh, look, we're going to use these. It's so dumb. There's so much stupid in the whole thing.
So I got on Facebook. Okay. And I asked the viewers that we have, and I wanted to get your take.
Okay, let's hear it.
Everyone's, you've heard the story about the guy that took his girls into the women's bathroom so they could use the bathroom. He gets confronted by this older gentleman. His wife was trying to use the bathroom, and he's yelling and screaming, harassing this guy, making the kids cry. The clerk came in there, kind of separated things, told the guy to hurry up, gave the kids some napkins, and was like, hey, I'm sorry about this, but you need to hurry up. But everyone's on the dad's side on the situation because the guy actually called the cops because the guy was in the women's bathroom with his daughters. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to know what's your take on it.
As a dad with a little girl who has been in that exact position, here's my take. If it is a multiple person bathroom, no, you should have gone to the men's room. Right. I don't think that the gentleman that yelled at him handled it appropriately. I will say that I understand what he was doing. Totally get it. As a father of a little girl, protect your kid. But you know what I have done? I take my little girl and we go to the men's room. I go in there, I make sure, we're safe, we're okay. If it's multiple, person bathroom, and we'll go into the stall and I go in there with her, Now she's big enough, she uses potty by herself, she's 6. Right. We're okay. I stand by the door, but whenever she was like 4, it was not the case. Right. Right. So I would go in there and we would go to the men's room in the stall and I would make sure it's all clean, coast clear, let's go in here, use the stall, and she'd use the bathroom and do her business and then we would come out, wash our hands and get out of there. And I've been patted on the back before. You were with me in Coleman, Texas. That one dude, he come out of the bathroom behind us and was like, good job, Dad. Good job. Because it's what, it's our job as fathers to protect our children. And in the world we live in today, you can't guarantee their safety. Now, when you go into a multiple person bathroom and it's a women's bathroom and you have your kid with you, I understand your intentions are good, but it don't look great for you as far as some other women go. It may make them kind of feel kind of awkward because it is different. It's very different. And I know people will be like, no, that's not. It is. It's very different. So I will say, should he have made better choices and instead of going into if it was a multiple person bathroom, and I'll explain why I say that in a second. If it was a multiple person bathroom, should he have taken his daughters to the men's room instead of the girls' room? Yeah, probably. You could have done that. You could have took them in the stall with you. Nobody would have seen nothing. It would have been safe and fine. Also, the gentleman that was screaming and yelling at him, what is wrong with you? Right. You obviously know that this dude had good intentions. The better option to have done would have, if you really had a problem with it, was you could have said when he come out, hey, man, I was just going to say, maybe next time take him to the men's room, or something. And then leave it be.
I did fail to tell you that the guy did check to make sure there was nobody in the bathroom. He opened the door and said, "Hey,
Okay.
anybody in there?"
Which is good. Which is
Right.
good. And I'll
So
say this:
I was
if
just
it's
saying he didn't just walk in the women's bathroom.
Right,
Like,
right.
He made himself known, and there was nobody in there.
okay,
But-
well that helps out then. And then if it's so let's say it's a one-person bathroom, okay?
Yeah, who cares?
You go to the bathroom. yeah, we got plenty of those in this town. You go to the bathroom and there's one toilet, one sink, and you lock the door behind you. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, he would totally. I'd have done the same thing. All right, well,
have.
yeah,
I have.
yeah.
I'm done waiting.
Same.
That bathroom is free. I'm going.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's got a lock on the door. I've had to do that in one-person bathrooms. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, it's a girls' room. Well, today you get to use the girls' room. It's a one-person bathroom. There's no, if there's anybody else in there at all with you, it is immediately an awkward situation because there's only one toilet and we're not stacking.
right.
So like,
See, and this is my take. I don't like the multiple stall bathrooms. I don't. One toilet. I would rather wait than go in the bathroom and then there's that awkward staring at someone while you try to go to the bathroom. I don't know if you do that.
are you leaving the door?
I'm joking.
You're like peeking under
I'm
the
just
stall.
saying, like, I like privacy.
No,
And
I can
so I'm
respect
like,
that. I can respect
one toilet, one sink.
that. Well, like,
I'm for that.
Well, like me and the wife talked, I told her, I said if it had been, and she's in agreement with me, but we'd spoke about it, and I said, I said if as a man going into a woman's bathroom, not that he was doing this, he was obviously doing the right thing,
Yeah.
and I think the situation got handled very well. And as far as what the store did.
Yeah.
What the store did. What the dude did screaming and yelling at him in front of his kids. Dude, shut up.
But
Like, and it's so stupid. That young man is probably way nicer than me because I would have just told him, bro, just shut up and go away. Get out of my way.
I did want to shout out at the gas station because they handled it
Yeah.
the correct way. First off, the lady that worked there, that was like, "Sir, just let him finish up." Like and she was very calm. She wasn't yelling.
Yeah.
She made sure the kids were okay. Handed the kids some napkins. Like, "Y'all are okay. We just got to hurry up and get out of here." And she was super sweet. She made sure that guy had distance between the other guy.
Yeah.
So they rewarded her with what, $10,000?
Something like that. And gave him like $50,000 in free fuel.
Right. And then they said, we need to address the situation, so they want to put family bathrooms in all their stores.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the way they handle it.
Exactly. That's leading by example right
Yes,
there. It's
100%.
awesome. I love it. And and it's just the whole thing was, like I said earlier, there's so much stupid involved in it.
Yes.
And and don't get me wrong, as a father, kudos to him for making the effort he did. And who knows, that could have been a one-person bathroom. And if it was a one-person bathroom, right. Dude, yeah. Like, one-person bathroom, like I said, and I told the wife this because she was like, well, what would happen if you walked into the men's bathroom in Embry and a dude said something and said, hey, you need to take her to the, girls' bathroom? I would tell him, well, you can eat a cup of shut the heck up and get out of my way.
But
I'm big, mean, and scary. You will move, and my kid's going to use the bathroom.
that was another thing that he showed his daughters. This guy is yelling at him.
Yeah,
provoking him.
So
and
crazy.
He was totally calm, totally like, if my kids weren't here, it'd probably be a whole different subject. But, he was calm.
Yeah, I got to give him kudos, yeah.
He told the guy, I'm just letting my girls go to the bathroom. He didn't repeat himself. He said it once and then just washed their hands.
Yeah.
Like, to me, there was a lot of wrong and there was a lot of right.
Right. Well, and I look over and I think, like, and I don't care how this sounds. I do kind of think this. I say kind of. I absolutely think this. I believe that the man that stood over there screaming and yelling at him, everybody wants to be TikTok famous. Everybody wants to be Facebook famous. Yeah. You wanted your moment to shine. Look at me. I'm doing right.
Well, then
so you did right, screaming at a dad in front of these two little children that you have now scarred for life with how you were acting. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna give him a little bit of grace because his senior citizen wife was trying to use the bathroom.
Okay.
But you handled it completely wrong, especially calling the cops on a guy with his kids.
Yeah, come
like
on,
if it
dude.
was just a guy using the women's bathroom, like I don't see the big deal. Yeah, mess him up, call the cops. Yeah. But the guy had kids. You clearly see that he has kids. There's nobody in the bathroom but this guy and his kids.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think the guy was in there trying to look under stall. If it was a because I still don't know if it was a single or multiple person bathroom.
I don't know.
But if it was a multiple person bathroom, I don't think he was going in there to look under stalls because he walked in and said, "Is anybody in here?"
Right.
You know, like I just.
Speaking of doing stupid stuff with kids, Colorado teacher got caught. She's a French teacher.
Oh, I heard about this.
Having the girls sketch out kissing each other.
Bruh.
I'm like, what?
I would go to jail.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have a podcast for a little while because I'd be incarcerated. You made my daughter do what?
And the thing is that these kids were taking pictures of it and were passing a meme like this teacher made us kiss and like was sending it around. Well, the science teacher is like, what's going on? Like everyone's buzzing, and he got a picture of it and was like, hold on. And so he took the picture, went up the channels, and they fired her within a week of doing the investigation. But students were saying, one student told the NEC chemistry teacher that I was just talking about the skits, and they said the student was very uncomfortable and did not know what to do. She went ahead and kissed the other student as the teacher directed. Then students shared a digital meme that included a picture of the teacher, and it was saying she makes girls kiss. And so it circulated around the class, and everyone got it. After this incident, the student attendance decreased dramatically. Like everyone stopped going to her class, skipping the class.
I bet.
And let me see. There was another one that they were. The students told the English teacher, and she had been asked to kiss 3 other girls in one of the other skits. But another kid was like, I understand it's a skit, but the class is 50-50. There's boys and girls, so why is it only girls kissing?
Yeah.
Like, she would never pick a boy.
Well, and why is a teacher asking anybody to kiss anybody? I don't care if it's theater arts.
Right.
Like, negative ghostwriter.
Well, when I went to theater arts, you had to, like, sign a paper, and your parents had to sign a paper that you give consent to kiss in a scene.
Well, even at that, what they used to do when I was in school is they would have you
kiss a hand.
Yeah, you'd kiss your hand. You know, you're not actually touching them at all. You'd kiss your hand, or you'd face where both of you couldn't be seen by the entire audience, and you're not even kissing each other. You're just like, oh, my head's beside her head. You know, there's like, as far as theater arts goes, there's ways to accomplish a common goal without performing things. And
but
I cannot believe that. That makes me so mad.
It gets worse.
Oh, no.
She graded the kids on how they kissed.
Negative ghostwriter.
So you don't kiss, you don't get a 0. You get a 0. Don't you want 100?
I have to plead the fifth because that would make me like I would go to jail.
Salem's witch trials,
dude. No joke. Like, oh my gosh, like it's so stupid. What is wrong with the world today? If I ever found out that happened to my kid at school, cops better beat me there. Like, I'm gonna be real mad.
I can't read any more of it because they were talking about the titles of the skits, and it's like the boring kiss, the neighbor saw everything. You're a French teacher. The skits weren't even in French. They were all speaking English.
Is so stupid.
She was an activist.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Go figure that her Facebook's littered with. And
it's nuts, dude. There's so many people that have that are in areas like that have been being caught with child material, we'll say, and incidents happening, and they've, it just so happens they've also recently came out as the guy was meant to be I'm sorry. No, this stuff is so wrong, and and our job as parents is supposed to protect our kids, and then they want to be like, well, why are you so mad? There's no reason to scream and yell and be violent. By gosh, I will be as violent as I need to be when it comes to protecting my child.
And then they make it so hard to do homeschool.
Yeah, it's
like
super hard.
The curriculum that you buy is so expensive.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I think that they should screen better with the teachers. If you are part of a political party, you can't teach in our class.
Yeah.
And I say that for Republicans and Democrats. I think that if you are that gung-ho about a political party, you don't really need to teach teacher. You don't need to be a teacher.
I agree.
I find that, I know that sounds kind of harsh, but
I don't think so. I think it's 100% correct. If you can't,
I'll teach my kid about politics, and then when they go to government class, then they can learn a little bit more there.
If you can't do your job as a teacher and be appropriate with the children while they're there, you don't need to be a teacher.
Yeah, you're gone.
You don't need to be a teacher. And if you're being inappropriate with children, I'm gotta say it. I don't know if you deserve breathing privileges. Like, I hate to be that way. Like, you at the very least need incarceration. There's no reason to be inappropriate with children. There's just not. And it's our job as parents to protect our children. And it's terrifying because you look over and every time you turn around on the news, there's something like, this lady making kids kiss, or the guy that kidnapped the little girl and killed her, and like all of this stuff just piles up. And it as a parent, it is just it's almost terrifying to be a dad. But again, that comes with the territory. What is the measure of a man? You know what I mean? My job is to be a good father, raise her, help her to keep her innocence as long as possible, because she should be allowed to be a kid, just like your kids.
Speaking of,
our kids should be allowed to be kids.
Father's Day was yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Happy Father's.
Happy Father's Day, bro.
To all the fathers.
Shout out to the dads who being good dads. Shout out to Homeboy for doing his best. I don't know all the ins and outs, but I will give him that. Shout out to dude for doing his best and trying to protect his girls and be a good dad. Yes. Because I think he had the best of intentions. And, I mean, you do what you got to do with,
I don't know. I'm normally excited like this around Thanksgiving. Like Thanksgiving, like I've said before on the podcast. That's your day. That's my day. But this 4th of July, man, there's something different. Like, I feel so patriotic here lately. I don't know if you're feeling it, but I've been watching the World Cup, the soccer. Yeah. I haven't watched the soccer games. Let me be clear as day. I don't know anything about soccer.
I don't even watch soccer. I don't know.
But all these people from all over the world are coming to America, and they are having a time. They are experiencing American culture and American values. It's super cool. I love watching them coming to Texas, eating our barbecue. Because I'm like, that's the promised land. That's why it's in God bless Texas. I mean, I'm biased. I think Texas is a good promised land.
Right.
Just because we got good food, good people.
I love Texas.
Yeah. I've gone to some other places and I have experienced different things, and I loved it, but I also loved coming back home.
Yeah.
But it's super cool that, like, I think it was Scotland was in Boston, and I'm like, that could go wrong so well. But they were, so they have this custom of putting traffic cones on statues.
Yes.
And so they, like, got all of the statues. But I mean, like,
it's harmless.
It's a harmless thing that it's easily pull off.
Yeah. It's not, I will say that. Like, it's not like like how we have people that do here, and they're like ripping pieces of the statue off, or they're painting them very inappropriately, and but then you see like some dude put a cone on it. All right, it's funny. It makes you laugh, and you can laugh at it, and it's not inappropriate.
And you could be mad and be like, well, at least they didn't damage it.
Yeah, right. But, no harm, no foul.
But it's like it's part of their culture, and it's like they're sharing a little bit. But I think it was Morocco and Brazil overtook Central Park in Town Square. They were out there dancing, and they were showing like their dance versus their dance, and they were going back and forth. They looked like a musical. And then it started raining, and they got louder. Oh yeah,
they just kept hitting at it.
They got louder and got dancing.
It was crazy.
But I was like, it's super cool. And the coolest thing was they got done with the soccer game, and I mean, there's thousands of people there. They all turned around and started picking up trash and cleaning the area.
Yeah,
I'm like that shows me hope. That shows me promise that we're here to have a good time. We're not here to seek and destroy.
I don't know how many actually did, but I think it was the Asians that were actually over there picking stuff up.
Right.
Or Japanese, wherever they're from. I don't know, somewhere from the other part of the world.
I know there's going to be a big, huge party on the 4th of July because it's a 250-year anniversary for America.
Yeah.
And it's America versus Great Britain. And
we totally got to do the red coats and the blue coats.
They said it could be either in Houston or Philadelphia. And I'm like, oh no.
If they don't show up out there with some red and blue coats, I'm going to be so sad.
Coats are coming. If it's in Houston, someone's going to be on a horse screaming.
Yeah,
the red coats are
Paul
coming.
Revere all over again, baby. The British are coming. The British are coming.
But I'm like, this is super cool. And I'm like, I just don't know much about soccer, but I'm kind of curious about it now. Because it's like, it's got to be good if the whole world's coming to one country to watch a soccer game.
Yeah.
It's got to be good.
It does. It has to be awesome.
So I might check that out.
Maybe. Well, speaking of checking out, sir, it is time to check out. It is that time.
Yeah, it's dinner time.
It is. You want to pray us out, brother?
Yeah, you ready?
Let's get it.
Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for just America, and thank you for hopefully we're going your way. And just while we're out there, Lord, please let us show love, show us kindness, but also let us keep our head on a swivel and keep us being alert for danger, Lord. In your name, amen.
Amen.